Hello, my name is Peter Bentley and I'm going to read you a story called Dustbin Dad for Father Story Week. Now, this story is inspired by me. I am the Dustbin Dad of the title. But it's also inspired by my own dad, who used to read to me every night when I was a child. And this was great because I got to know my dad really well doing that. I got to know how daft his sense of humour was, and that's something he gave to me. And I also started to learn to read very early on because of that. I started to see the words on the page and match them to the words he was saying. And I think that's what made me such a keen reader when I was growing up. And now it's turned me into a writer. My dad is a dustbin. The one thing he hates is seeing us leave any food on our plates. Don't throw it out, it's got flavour and taste. Just pass it to me and it won't go to waste. So Dad gobbles up all our leftover food, even the bits that are squishy and chewed. Unfinished sandwiches, cold soggy fries, unwanted broccoli, half-eaten pies, tomatoes with tooth marks, odd scraps of fish, crunchy bits left on the side of the dish, clammy spaghetti, the whites of boiled eggs. Your father, says Mum, is a dustbin on legs. Now, we have a cat named Amelia Scrimp. She's sweet, but quite frankly, a bit of a wimp. That Mog, said the vet, needs some puss pep-up powder. You mix it with water, it tastes like fish chowder. One droplet will perk up your puss cat like heck. It's a mere £60, we take cash, card or cheque. Later that day, on a snack-finding snoop, Dad saw a pot and thought, leftover soup. He tasted one spoonful, then two, and then three. This chowder's delicious, he chuckled with glee. He carried on slurping the stuff in the pot, till he'd guzzled it all, the whole blooming lot. He'd just drunk a pint of that puss pep-up brew. Now what would happen? What would that brew do? Dad gave a big and declared, this is weird. I seem to be sprouting a gingery beard. Then he gasped as his hands became glomping great paws and his fingernails turned into needle-sharp claws. He started to quiver. He started to quail. Then out of the back of his pants popped a tail. That potion was potent, no doubt about that. My dad had turned into a gigantic cat. Dad sharpened his claws on the dining room door and knocked our best crockery onto the floor. He pounced on and swallowed a very large bug and totally trashed our new table and rug. He licked himself clean with a satisfied purr, then coughed up a large ball of fur. He trampled the blooms of our neighbour, Miss Horn, and I just can't describe what he'd left on the lawn. Miss Horn shouted, shoo, from her kitchen, then, yikes, out of the door shot her puppy dog, Sykes. Yip, 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 yip. Mum tried to grab him, but stumbled and tripped, and in the kerfuffle, her bottom got nipped. Dad hissed and spat with his hackles right up, then fled up a tree from the fearsome wee pup. Yip, 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 yip. Stop, we all yelled, but we watched in dismay as Dad reached the treetop and started to sway. Yap, went the puppy. Snap, went the bough. Gosh, we all gasped as my dad went, meow. Crash! He fell in the rubbish. What clatter and din. Then we heard a loud coming out of the bin. Dad had changed back again, quick as a flash, and stood quite bewildered in yesterday's trash. "What happened?" he groaned. "Am I dreaming or mad?" "No," declared Mum, "just a real dustbin dad. So, never leave food where your father can grab it. He's likely to start up a scrap-eating habit. Then he too might suffer a similar fate, unless you eat all of the food on your plate." The end.